I've been going back and forth on doing this video, but long story short, the truck once again is not drivable. It just became drivable this past Thursday, and that was after I had a mobile mechanic come out to Mindy's house. Rob did initially get it running, and I didn't leave the property because I wanted to find a technician to take the truck to. Because that was a smarter bet. But before I could even complete those steps, the truck stopped running again. So I did make an appointment for a mobile mechanic. There was a lot of mix-ups, but it took way longer than it should have. I gave them a second shot. They did do a better job on the second shot. They did get me running, but the guy warned me that the PCM in my truck probably needed to be replaced. So what I found out is that for my PCM to be replaced, it has to be flashed by Ford at the very least. So this isn't something where I can go pulling parts off of another vehicle or something like that. Maybe it would work, but I don't know what other problems it would cause. And this is my home, and this is an electrical issue. So I need to prioritize the best way to take care of my home. So I basically have an appointment tomorrow morning. I need to figure out how to get the truck towed tonight, so that it'll already be there in the morning. The Ford dealership I found is about 15 minutes away. I spoke to a man called Josh. I was 100% upfront about my situation, instead of trying to be coy about it. I was like, I'm going to be honest. I built this out. I've been living in it since March, and I would be in a very compromised situation if, I lost my home for an extended amount of time. And I find, sometimes just being upfront and honest as you can about sort of where your situation stands can help sometimes. Sometimes they don't care. Your problem is not their problem. They can diagnose it for you and do what they need to do. But at the end of the day, your problem is not their problem. So I think Josh was his name, was as kind as he could be in the situation, but also told me to possibly be thinking about what I'm going to do if they have to keep it overnight or for a few days to make things happen. I hopefully I'm going to be okay. But, I left Mindy's house last Thursday, mostly because I felt like I'd been there too long. And I'm sure she'd open her door for me again if it was a dire situation. But I still feel bad about having to impose on her again. So, things are tough right now. I reached a point where I just didn't want to talk about it anymore on YouTube, and I almost felt like talking about it was giving me bad luck, but I think, that was silly. There's just something wrong with the truck, and that's sort of the risk of living out of a vehicle. I wanted to share it with you guys. I did not want to put it on YouTube proper, because then there's going to be a billion of suggestions of people who are going to try to convince me that, I need to keep tinkering with it myself. But right now, I'm stranded in a Target parking lot. And so there's a ticking time bomb, one, on how long I can sit still. And two, I need an answer. This is an electrical thing. It is not as simple as, a parts exchange. It involves the brain of the truck, unfortunately. And so I just need to take this step by step. And right now I feel like the right step is, letting it get towed to the dealership, letting them do a diagnosis of the problem, and then getting a price point on fixing it. There are worse problems, your whole let me not talk up things that are worse, but I won't pretend that this won't be a really difficult financial blow, and it will have an impact on what I do next, but I don't think I can make the next decision until I have more information. And so that's what's gonna happen next. All right, guys, I'll update you. Probably not YouTube proper until all is said and done.